12, Lesson 6, Advanced SQL Part 2. Good day everybody and welcome to the 6th lesson of Grade 12 Databases. We'll look at Advanced SQL Part 2. Let's begin. So the content of this video. We will look at the group by, the order by, and then some examples. Let's begin with the group by. So the purpose. Group rows that have the same value for a given field together. Often used together with aggregate functions to make summaries for each group of value. Multiple group by fields can be used. Group them in order of listed fields. So it groups the result in the order of group by fields. Let's look at the structure. So select column 1, column 2 up to column n from table where column or condition 1 equals condition, group by column A to column M. So column 1 to n is the select fields. Table is the table result comes from, so where we're pulling our result from. Con 1 equals condition is the search condition. Note multiple search conditions may apply. Column A to col M is the group by fields. Group according to col A, then col B up to col M. Let's look at the order by. So its purpose orders the result according to a specific field. Now some of you that have watched some of our other videos will notice we have done order by before. But this time we will be looking at order by together with group by. Multiple order by fields can be used. Can be used together with group by, as we have stated. Order by can be either ascending, then ASC is used. This is also the default, or descending, then DESC is used. Now, the structure. Select column 1 to column n from table where condition 1 equals condition, group by column A to column M, order by column alpha to column sigma, and then we specify ascending or descending. Column 1 to column M or N is the select fields. Table is the table the result comes from. Con 1 equals condition is the search condition. Multiple search conditions can be used. Col A to col M is the group by fields. Group according to col A, then col B up to col M. Col alpha to col sigma is the order by fields. Order according to col alpha, then col beta up to col sigma. Either ASC or DESC can be used, but not both. Each order by field can have its own order type, ascending or descending. Let's look at the example in Delphi. So first, our table structure, we've got tax groups with primary key group ID, and employee with primary key ID, and tax group ID, which is a foreign key. They've got the following relationship, and it is a one-to-many relationship. If you are unsure what a relationship is, please see our video that explains relationships. Let's look at some employee table data. There you have our employee table data we will be using. Now, for the two examples. First, count the number of each employee in each tax group and name it as num in tax group. If you're unsure how to name or rename a column, please see our video on simple SQL queries where we do explain the as function. Then, order the above statement in descending order. So, order the first bullet in descending order. Let's look at the, and here we have our example. Now, this is the DB grid. You should be quite familiar with it by now, as we have used it quite a few times. If you're unsure how to link it or how to set up the data module, please see our video on how to connect Delphi with a database for SQL. Let's look at the first example. So, as per normal, we've got our dm.query.sql.close. got dm.query.sql.text and dm.query.sql.open. Now, this is a normal standard way how you do any search queries. If you do an insert, update, or delete, you would use execute SQL. Now, in here, we place our SQL statement. So we will say select tax group. This is just so we can see the tax groups, and we say count ID. So we count each row, after count the amount of rows that are in the tax group ID. For each tax group ID, we give it a name as num in tax group from employee group by tax group ID. So let's look at it again. So we say select. Now that I see that mistake, please ensure that with SQL your spelling is on point, as SQL is very sensitive to spelling. So select tax group ID, count ID as num in tax group from employee group by tax group ID. Okay, so let's compile and run. And there you'll see. So we've got tax group ID, and at the next column, the number of tax groups in each tax group ID. So for GT underscore 01, we've got 2, and for the rest, we've got 1, 1, 1. Now let's look at the second example. So in here we say select. Well, seeing as though the question was use the previous statement, we can copy that statement over. And now we have to order it. So we'll say order by count ID descending. So same statement as before. All we add is the order by count ID descending. So the count ID counts them. So we ordered by that one. So let's compile. We pull it over. Now as you'll see, it is in descending. Let's make it ascending so we can actually see that they do swap over. So you'll see 1, 1, 1, 2. Previously it was 2, 1, 1, 1. So there's our example of a group by and a group by with an order by. Now think of how you can do this with user input, or make it a more complex query, or even tie it with a join. It also works.